Hello, this is LUZIC. If you're here for the first time, let me tell you what this is. I used to love listening to the radio. Late at night, mostly, when the world felt a little quieter. Sometimes a story would come on, just someone's letter, read aloud, and something about it would stay with me. So I started writing them down in a journal. Not the whole story, just pieces that felt important. Sometimes I'd add a note, a line or two, as if I could send it back to them, even though I knew they'd never read it. I kept doing that for years. And now I want to do the same thing, but here. People celebrate the extraordinary, the ones who change the world, the ones with remarkable stories. But I believe the world is actually moved by people we never see. The ones who just keep going. So this show, LUZIC Radio, is for them. For now, I'll share stories from my old notes. I have many, but someday I hope these stories will come from you. That's what this is. Now, let me read you today's story. Today's story is from someone I'll call Michael. He lives in Columbus, Ohio. Before his story begins, Michael wrote this. I need to say this first, I'm not the kind of person who sends stories like this. That line stayed with me for a long time. So here it is, Michael's story. I'll read it slowly. Hello. I'm still not sure if sending this was the right thing to do. I stopped writing several times while putting this together. I don't usually talk about things like this. Not at work, not with my family. I'm just someone who went to work today and will go again tomorrow. Very ordinary. Michael didn't use many words to describe himself. Instead, he left us with just this. I went to work today. The story begins there. Last month, someone at my company died. Sudden cardiac arrest, they said. He collapsed at his desk. By the time the ambulance got him to the hospital, I should probably write his name here, but strangely, I can't quite remember it right now. I remember his face, though. Every morning, same time, standing in front of a coffee machine. Paper cup in one hand, phone in the other. He didn't talk much. Never came to company dinners. His emails were always short. Thanks. Always ended with that word. Michael says they weren't close. They exchanged greetings in the elevator sometimes. Nodded when their eyes met in conference rooms. That was all. But the space that man left behind, somehow it felt too clear. I went to the funeral, wore black, stood among the crowd of coworkers. Most of them I'd never spoken to either. Everyone said similar things. He was a good person, very diligent. Never complained. I nodded along. But when I tried to think of something to say, I couldn't find the words to describe who he really was. Not because I didn't know him. Maybe it's because we all know each other only in that way. The day after the funeral, I went back to work. When I walked through the office door, his desk was empty. Chair pushed back slightly. Desktop cleared. Monitor still there, screen dark. No one sat in that chair. It was strange. As if someone was still sitting there, everyone seemed to walk around it, giving it just a little more space than necessary. It was lunchtime. I sat alone in the break room, eating a sandwich I didn't really taste. And I found myself staring at my own desk through the glass partition. That's when the thought came. If I disappeared tomorrow, This place would go on just like this. Someone from IT would come. They'd clear my desk, delete my email account, reset my login credentials. In a week, maybe 2, no one would say my name anymore. Someone new would sit at my desk, use my chair, drink coffee from the same machine, and life would continue. Michael wrote that this thought didn't scare him. It didn't make him sad either. It just made me tired. Really tired. I wanted to go home. Lie down. Not think about any of this. But I didn't go home. I finished my sandwich. Threw away the wrapper. Washed my hands. And I went back to my desk. The next day, I went to work again. And the day after that. And the day after that. This is the end of Michael's letter. Even now, as I write this, I've already laid out my clothes for tomorrow. My alarm is set for 6:15 a.m., same as always. After I send this email, I'll probably watch something on TV, brush my teeth, and go to bed. Tomorrow morning, I'll wake up, get dressed, drive to work. I'm not sure what this story is even about. I don't have a lesson to share. No wisdom. No happy ending. I wanted someone to know that days like this exist. That sometimes going to work isn't about ambition or purpose or meaning. Sometimes it's just what you do. Today too, I'm going to work. That was Michael's story. There was no major incident, no dramatic revelation, no turning point. But perhaps someone listening right now just repeated these words quietly to themselves. Still, I'm going to work tomorrow. This is LUZIC Radio. If your day passed today without anything significant happening, if you just went to work, came home, and that was it, I want to tell you that in itself is enough. You don't have to be extraordinary. You don't have to have a story worth telling. Just going, that's already something. Michael, thank you for sharing your story. I'd like to play a song for you now. It's a quiet one about empty desks and full days and the courage it takes to keep showing up. This is for you, Michael, and for everyone still going. This was LUZIC Radio. Thank you for listening.
Morning light on an empty desk, coffee cooling down. A name I never really knew still echoes somehow. Paper cups, the quiet lane, the shoes across the floor. Everyone keeps moving like they've all been here before. No one says it out loud, but we all understand how easily a life can fade between inboxes and plans. There are empty chairs and full days. We keep showing up in ordinary ways. No headlines, no songs, no one stays, but still we breathe, and still we stay. I washed my hands at lunch today, but didn't taste a thing. Watch myself through the glass like I wasn't really me. If I left tomorrow, they'd turn my screen to black. Someone else would wear this chair and never look back. It doesn't scare me, it just makes me tired inside. The world doesn't cause for grief, it just quietly slides. There are empty chairs and full days. We keep going on without knowing why. No lesson learned, no price to pay. Just one more morning, just one more day. I'll lay my clothes out anyway. Set the alarm like always. Might brave enough to disappear, but strong enough to change. Maybe living isn't fire or some grand display. Maybe it's just standing up and walking through the bay. There are empty chairs and full days still, hearts that move by sheer will. If this is all, then let it be. Someone knew this life was here. Tomorrow morning I'll go to work again. Not because it matters, but because I